What's up, Lego builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios. In the 5 or so years that I've been on YouTube, there is one question that I get asked almost more than any other. Coconut, what's the best way to sort parts? To be honest, I don't know. I just have a bunch of gnomes sort mine. I joke, but I do take sorting my Lego very seriously. It's one of the biggest reasons why I'm able to crank out so many builds on a weekly basis and keep my studio clean. Today, I'm finally pulling back the curtain and revealing how I sort my Lego and going over what to get and how to sort in order to get your collection organized. So if you're ready to see an unhealthy amount of Gungans, don't forget to execute order 66 on that like button, and let's get to it. Before we get into the meat of what bins and fancy sorting mechanisms to use, we first have to discuss how my parts are separated and cataloged. There are two main ways to do this, by color or by part type. I've found a combination of both works the best. If you have a lot of a certain type of piece, I recommend sorting by color, like tile. I have all kinds of colors and it would be a pain sorting through 5 different colors of tile trying to find all the green ones. I don't want to have too many different bins for tile though, so I group certain sizes together within each color to help consolidate pieces, like 1x tiles and 2x tiles in light bluish gray or dark bluish gray. When it comes to specialty parts like gears, Technic pins, or antenna, I sort by part type over color. Since I may only have like 9 gears, but they're in 3 different colors. I don't want 3 different bins, each only holding 3 gears because that's just wasteful. So they all get combined. The easiest way to remember all this is if you have lots of a certain piece, go by color. If you have less of a certain piece, go by type. One last thing I'll say is you know your collection best. Focus on sorting the pieces you use frequently or want to have on hand. Group things together that make sense to you. Now we get to the fun part, sorting tools. I use 2 types of sorting containers, bins and drawers. The bins are nice for holding big stuff like brick and plate, while the drawers work better for minifigs and specialty pieces. Both are made by the company Acro Mills. You can find all their products on Amazon. The drawers have 2 sizes, small and large. One of the biggest downsides to the drawers is it can be hard to see what's inside. To fix that, I stuck what piece or pieces are in each drawer on the front, something I've been wanting to do for years. I got this idea from my cousin who used some Lego tape for his drawers. But I had my reservations about the tape because it was hard to find a reliable brand and a lot of reviews were saying the tape had a hard time sticking long term. So I bought a bunch of 2x2 plates and some double-sided tape for a more permanent result. I stuck the 2x2s on the tape and cut around it, giving me a sticky 2x2. I stuck it onto the front of each drawer, firmly applying pressure to the plate to help it stay on. After that, I just connected whatever was inside to the front. Some bins were trickier than others since not all pieces can connect to studs, and some bins were holding multiple kinds of parts. So I had to get creative by connecting pieces together and choosing ones that best represented what's inside. There are many pieces too big and plentiful to be held in such small receptacles, which is where these bad boys come in handy. The Acro Mills bins are an absolute must for Lego sorting. They're deep and you can overfill the top. Plus, they're very easy to grip from all sides. That might not sound important, but dropping a full bin of pieces at 2 a.m. in the morning on a Monday will turn anyone to the dark side, so you want something you can easily hold on to. They also lock firmly into place on top of each other for secure stacking and storage. Because these are open-topped, I don't find it as necessary to stick identifying pieces on the front, but you can take a more generalized approach and just put a piece type on the front of the shelf and group the right bins around that. It just depends on what your collection looks like. Also, shout out to Solid Brick Studios for introducing me to this type of layout. The drawers also work for minifigs, but can't hold a lot as you'll have to dedicate a lot of bins if you want to hold a clone army, or in my case, Gungan army. If you think this is a lot of Gungans, I sold some and scaled down the army years ago and I still haven't recovered emotionally.
What have I done?
Lastly, I have my bulk storage. I sort this by color. It's all the pieces I don't have enough of for a bin or drawer or just don't really use. Don't feel like you have to have every piece in your collection meticulously cataloged and sorted. Just focus on what you use most often and let the rest get sorted as you need it. I tried to keep this a more generalized view of my sorting system and not get too deep into the weeds or things could get confusing real fast. But that's just because we're all wired differently. The important thing is having a sorting system that makes sense to you. Having that will allow you to be more organized and have more success as a mock builder. I know sorting Lego can be a drag, but if it's organized and stored right, even taking apart mocs and putting away bricklink orders can be a lot of fun. That's a wrap for this tutorial. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, suggestions of your own down below in the comments, and until next time, happy building.